So hello everyone, welcome back to Hasvora Education. Today we will be solving the Mathematics 9709 Paper 1 Variant 2, and this is the February-March 2025 session. The time allowed for this paper is 1 hour and 50 minutes, and the total marks for this paper are 75. So let's begin with the question. So before starting the paper, I would appreciate if you would hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you get all the notifications whenever a video is uploaded. So now let's begin with the first question. The first question says a curve has the equation y is equals to 5 plus 3x minus 2x square, and a straight line has the equation y is equals to kx plus 13. So they have given us the two equations and they have kept the k as a constant. So find the set of values of the k for which the curve and the line do not meet. Now this is a very important point because we know whenever the two of the equations, or you can say equation, or you can say the tangent do not meet, the determinant is actually b square minus 4 ac, and it is less than 0. So it means that there are only imaginary roots, there are no real roots. So first of all, how would we solve this? We would equate the two y's, so we get intercepting, or you can say intersecting equation, and then we will apply the determinant to that equation to find the set of values for k for which the determinant is less than 0, and then we will find out the values of the k. So first of all, we will just equate this y1 is equals to y2. This becomes 5 plus 3x minus 2x square, and this becomes equal to kx plus 13 because they are intersecting. So this becomes, let's move the 2x square to that side, it becomes plus 2x square, and then we have the plus kx minus 3x, and then plus 13 and minus 5 is equals to 0. This becomes 2x square, let's take the x as common, so this will be plus x, and this will be multiplied into k minus 3, so it becomes kx minus 3x, and then we have plus 8 left over here. So now this is your a, the 2 is your a, k minus 3 is your b, and 8 is your c. So if you look into this, this is your a, this is your b, and this is your c. So this is now the intersecting equation that we have gotten. So we can simply apply the determinant. This will become b square minus 4ac is less than 0. So b will be k minus 3 whole square minus 4 into 2 into 8, so it becomes is equals to 0. So this becomes k square minus 3 into 2 is 6, so this becomes 6k plus 9, and this becomes 4 into 2 is 8, and 8 into 8 is 64, so minus 64 is equals to 0. Now let's just drag it down. So now if you just simplify this, this becomes k square minus 6k, and this becomes minus 55. So now we have to find the factors such that it just adds up to form minus 6, and it gives the product of minus 55. So we can think of as 11 minus 5, or you can just simply say k square minus 11k and plus 5k. So if you multiply 11 and 5, it gives you 55, and if you add and subtract them, it becomes minus 6k, and this will become minus 55 is equals to 0. So we have found these vectors. Just now take the common, so this will become k into k minus 11, and this will be plus 5 into k minus 11 is equals to 0. Okay, so k plus 5 is one of the factors, and k minus 11 is the other factor, and this 2 will be equal to 0, or you can just simply say less than 0. So this becomes k is equals to minus 5, or k is equal to plus 11. Now let's suppose we have to give the set of values. Okay, this is not the tangent to the circle, or you can say the equation, and it gives you two values. So what we can do is that we have to determine that whether the set of values between minus 5 and 11, or the set of values that are beyond minus 5 and 11. So which set of values actually is satisfying this equation. So first of all, we will draw this line. First let me just draw the line. So this will become the line. Okay, this will be your line. For example, this is the 0, this will be your minus 5, and this will be your 11. So for example, if we take the 0, okay, so what will this equation form if we take the value of k as 0? So what will actually happen, this will become 0 square minus 0 6 into 0, and then plus 9 minus 64 and then we have to check is it less than 0 or not. So this will be minus 55, and it is indeed less than 0, so this satisfies this equation. This means that the kf values that are between these two will satisfy the equation. So we will give the set of values for k as k is less than or equal to 11 and k is greater than or equal to minus 5. So this will be your answer. I hope you understand this question. Let's move on to the second one. The second question says that the diagram shows the curve with the equation y is equals to 2x squared minus 5 over x plus 3. The curve crosses the x-axis at the point P, which is 1, 2, and M is the minimum point. So what do they mean by the minimum point? That here the dy by dx will actually be equals to 0, and this is actually the M point. Okay, so this is the type of graph that is actually you can say moving on the negative x-axis also, and also it is on the positive side as well. So the first part they are asking us to find the gradient of the curve at the P, so we know the point of the P. So first of all what we will do is that we will just find the first derivative of this equation and then just simply plug in the x value to find the gradient. So this will be y is equals to 2x squared minus 5 over x. This will be 5x minus 1 because we have reciprocated it, and plus 3. So let's find the derivative of it. The 2 will multiply with the 2, so 4, and a power minus from the 2, so it becomes 4x, then 5, this becomes plus because minus 1 is multiplied with it, and 5x, and this will become minus 2 because minus 1 from the minus 1, so, and this will become with 0. So the derivative is 4x plus 5 over x square. Now just plug in the value of x is 1, so this will become 4 plus 5 because 5 over 1 is 5 and 4 into 1 is also 4, so this becomes 9. So our gradient at the point P is 9. Now in the second part they are asking find the coordinates of the M, give each coordinate correct to 3 significant figures. So at M they already told us that this is the minimum point. This is the minimum point means this is the dy by dx is actually equal to 0. So we have already worked out the dy by dx, which is 4x plus 5 over x square, and this will be equal to 0. So now let's just take the LCM. Okay, so this becomes 4x cube, this will be 5, and this will be divided by the x square, this will be equal to 0. Then we have this 4x cube, the x square is multiplied with 0, so it becomes 0, and plus 5 is equals to 0. This becomes 4x cube is equals to minus 5, and x cube will be equal to minus 5 by 4. So now we are also getting the same. Let's just calculate it one more time. So I hope this time it comes correct. Okay, so it is correct. Okay, so I think there was a calculation error, so it is minus 1.0772, or you can just round it off to 3 significant figures, so x becomes minus 1.08. okay, as they have already told us to correct to 3 significant figures, but if you give the answer to greater accuracy there is no problem in that. So now we can just plug this value into the real equation, which is 2x squared minus 5 over x plus 3. So 2x squared minus 5 over x and plus 3. So y will be equal to 2 into minus 1.08 square minus 5 divided by minus 1.08 and plus 3. So y becomes out to be 9.98. So the coordinate for M will be minus 1.08 and 9.98 to 3 significant figures. So this will be, let me just highlight this. Okay, so this will be your answer for this part. Let's just move on to question number 3. So question number 3 says find the complete expansion of 2x minus 3 over x whole power 4. So this is the question for the binomial expansion. So let's just recall the equation. The equation is NCR, then a into power n minus r, and b is power r. So n is this power, the 4, and the r is the consecutive numbers from 0 to that n. So we can just work it out like this. So it becomes 4c0 first, and this will be 2x power 4, and because the r is 0, so b will be 0, so no need to write that. And because there is a minus sign, so we have to accommodate for that. So this will be plus 4c1, this will become 2x, 4 minus 1 is 3, then for the b we have minus 3 over x, and it is power 1, plus we have 4c2, then we have 2x to the power 2, and this becomes 3 over x. So this time this minus will become plus because there is a power of 2 here, and then we have 4c3, this becomes 2x to the power 1 and minus 3 over x to the power 3. Now let's just drag this whole equation to the left so that we can accommodate the last one. Let's just drag it to here. Okay, so then we have the last one, which becomes 4c4, this becomes 2x to the power 0 and minus 3 over x will be equal to 4. So now you can just calculate this. So first of all, 4c0 is 1 into 2 power 4, it is 16. So the first term is 16x power 4. Then we will have a minus here because there is only one power on the minus 3 over x, so this becomes 8x cube. And 4c1, what is 4c1? Let's just work this out. So 4c1 is 4 into 8 into minus 3, this becomes minus 96. Okay, and the x cube will be cancelled with one of the x, so it becomes minus 96x square. Then after that we will calculate for the 4c3. This becomes 4c and 3 is 4 into 2 into I think, okay, so let me just recalculate this. So in the previous, in this x square, it was actually, okay, so we have to calculate for the x square actually. So it will become 4c2, I have just missed one of them. It will be 6 into 4 into 9, this becomes plus 216. And because we have x square in the numerator and x square in the denominator, it will just be a constant. Okay, let's calculate for the 4c3. It becomes 4c3 into 2 into 27, it becomes minus 216 and minus 216, and because there is a power of 3 on the x in the denominator, it becomes x square in the denominator. And let's work it out for the 4c4. 4c4 into minus 3 power 4, it becomes 81. So it comes out as plus 81 over x power 4. So this will be the complete expansion of this whole binomial. So hence determine the coefficient of x square in the expansion of the x square. Now they have added this new term. Okay, now this is the type of the question that usually comes in, and it is a very basic type of once you get the hang of it. So in this type of question we have to use the previous part because it states hence. So hence means use the previous part. So now if you see that what type of terms we have, let's just write it here. It is 16x power 4 minus 98x square plus 216. Then we have minus 216 over x square. Then we have plus 81 over x square, x power 4, sorry. So if you have a look at this, so it means that we have to determine the coefficient of x square. So think of it like this, that what we have to multiply with these two terms in this whole expansion of this whole binomial, that we get the coefficient of x square. So first of all we have this x square, so this means we have to multiply it with a constant so that we get a term with the x square. So it becomes 216 x square. And then we have to also you can say multiply this 5 with a term that we get x square. So it will be this 96 minus 96, so it becomes 5 into minus 96 x square. So this will give you, just let's calculate this, 216 x square, and 5 into minus 96, it becomes minus 480 x square. Now just simply add these two terms, it will give you minus 264 x square. But just be vigilant here that the examiner is asking you the coefficient. Most of the students just leaves their answer in this form, so you have to write the coefficient. You can also write it like this: coefficient of x square is minus 264. Okay, so this is your answer. Let's move on. Question number 4 says the diagram shows the triangle OAB. So this is the whole triangle where O is equal to OB. So this means the length is equal and it is 10 centimeter. And the angle OAB is 0.8 radians. So just make sure that you convert your calculator into the radian mode. Let me just calculate this. Okay, so I've converted my calculator into the radian mode. Points C and D on OA and OB are respectively are such that the CD is a part of a circle with the center O. So CD is the part of a circle with the center O. And the radius 6. So this is the radius, okay? The 6 is the radius. The shaded region is bounded by the arc CD and the line segment CA and AB. So this is the AB and this is the arc and this is the segments BD and AC. So find the perimeter of the shaded area. So what we have to do, what will be my strategy if I am solving this question? First of all, I will find the arc length of the CD. Then I will just add up these 4 which are given, and then what I'll be doing here is that I will find the unknown side AB using the cosine rule, okay? Because I have one of the angle that is in the front of the AB, which is 0.8 radians, and I also have the adjacent angles to it, so, or the lengths to it. So it is, if we add the two lengths, it becomes 10 centimeter here and also 10 centimeter here. So first of all, let's find out the unknown length AB. So it will be AB square. I hope you remember the formula for this. So it will be AB square is equals to, just take the whole, so it will be OA square plus BO square minus 2AO BO and cos of that angle which is in the front of the AB. So it will be cos of 0.8. Now if you just work this out, it will be, let me just, 10 square plus 10 square minus 2 into 10 square, because both of them are the same, and cos 0.8 radians. Let's just work this out. So this will become 100 plus 100 and minus 200 into cos of 0.8 radians. So the answer we will get is 60.65. Now don't just forget that we have to square root it as well. So this becomes, AB will be equal to, just calculate this, it will be equal to 7.78. It is much better that you take it to much more significant figures so that there is less deviation in your answer from the correct answer. So it will be 846. Now we have found the AB. Now what we can do is that we can find the arc as well. So the arc length will be, it is r theta. So r is 6 centimeter into 0.8. What we will get is 6 into 0.8. It becomes 4.8. So 4.8 is the length, okay? Now we have the other two sides which are 4 and 4. So perimeter will be equal to, 4 plus 4 plus the arc length 4.8. Then we have 7.7883668846. So the answer we will get is, let me just calculate this, 8 plus 4.8 plus 7.7883668846. Answer will be 20.58. 20.58. So you can simply write it to 20.6 centimeter. This will be the correct answer, okay? Find the area of the shaded region. So what will be my strategy to find the area of the shaded region? First of all, I will find the area of this whole triangle using the sine rule, like half the adjacent sides and then into the sine of the angle 0.8, and then I will just subtract the area of this small sector COD. So first of all, let's find the both of the areas individually, okay? So this will be the area of sector. This will be half r square theta, half into 6 square, and theta will be 0.8, and this will become 36 by 2. It becomes 18 into 0.8. Let's check the area. 18 into 0.8, it comes out to be 14.4 cm square. Let's find the area for the whole triangle. Area of triangle, it will be half into the adjacent side, which will be 10 into 10, and then we have sine of 0.8. So let's calculate this as well. It becomes 100 divided by 2, 50 into sine of 0.8. It comes out to be 35.86. So this one is 35.86 cm square. Now the shaded area, shaded region will be 35.86, the whole triangle, minus 14.4. It comes out to be 35.86 minus 14.4. It comes out to be 21.46. 21.46. You can just simply write it 21.5 cm square. So it was just an easy question, but you have to work statistically so you can get the correct answer. Question number 5 says an arithmetic progression has the first 5 terms, the first term as 5, so this is your a, and the common difference is 6. For this progression, find the sum of all the terms that lie between 150 and 400. So to solve this type of question, they are actually asking us the summation of all the terms that lie between this range. So we do not have the formula that can actually give us the sum between two ranges, but we have the formula that gives us the sum from the first term to the term we have specified in the formula. So what we can do is that first of all we will find the term that is in the range and less than 400. Then we have to find the term that is greater than 150. So we have actually the terms that lie between these two ranges. Then what we will do is that we will find the sum of the from the first term to the term that is greater than 150, and we will do the same for the term that is less than 400, and then we will subtract those two sums so we get the sum between these two ranges. Okay, so I hope you understand. Let's work this out as well. So first of all, let's find the term that is greater than 150. So the formula is a plus n minus 1 into d. The a is 5 plus n minus 1 into 6 is greater than 150. This becomes 5 plus 6n minus 6 is greater than 150, and 5 minus 6, this becomes plus 6n and greater than 150. This becomes minus 1, so 6n, and this becomes minus 1, so 151 at that side. N will be greater than, let's just find out, 151 divided by 6, it will be 25.1. So it will be greater than 25.1. So the n that is greater than 150, it will be 26th of term. Okay, let's work it out for the other one as well. Let me just move down this to the side so that we can save some of the space. Okay, so now let's find the term that is less than 400. This becomes a plus n minus 1 into d. Then we have 5 plus 6n minus 6 less than 400. We have 6, and this will become 401, and n will be equal to less than 401 divided by 6. This becomes 66.8. So we have 66.8 plus n is less than this, so it becomes 65. Okay, so n is the 65th term. Now let's find the sum of the 65 terms. The formula is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This one will be 65 over 2. Okay, so it is you are correct. They have told us that we have the term less than 66.8, so it will be 66 actually. I just mistakenly written 65, it will be 66 over 2, and 2 into 5 plus n minus 1, so 65 into 6. Let's calculate the sum. 66 over 2 is 33 into 10, and plus 65 into 6 and into 33. It comes out to be 13,200. Okay, then we have the sum of the 26 terms. 26 over 2 into 2 into 5 plus 60, not 60, it is 25 into 6. Let's work out this as well. So it will be 26 over 2 is 13. 13 into 10 is 130, and 25 into 6 into 13 is 1950. So 1950 plus 130 is 1980, and then 2080. So 2080. Let's subtract this summation of 65 terms from summation of 26 terms. So this will become 13 200 minus 2080. Let's work this out. 13 200 minus 2080. So I am getting the answer a little bit deviated from the true answer. Okay, so there is a slight mistake, I think, in the answer that we calculated. So what can be the mistake? Let's just recalculate all of this. So okay, so let me just recheck this all. So it will be minus 1 will be shift to that side, it becomes +1. Okay, so let's check it again. So it will be 33. 33 into 10 is 330. 330, 65 into 6 into 33 and plus 330. Okay, so where have we done the mistake? Let me just check this. So 25 into 6 is 150, into 13 1950, and 10 into 30 is 130 plus 1950. So where have we done the mistake? Let me just check it again. Okay, so I've just checked the marking scheme, and it actually makes no sense to me because they have taken the 26th term and then they have multiplied 24 with the 6. So I think there is a mistake in that marking scheme because it is not an official and it is a pre-standardized marking scheme. So there is no official marking scheme out yet. So I think there is a mistake in that marking scheme. So we will just stick to our answer, which is 11120. Okay, so this will be our answer. Let's move on to question number 6. Question number 6 says the diagram shows a circle C of the radius r where x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0 for all the points on C. The least distance between any point on C and the x-axis is 8 units. So they are actually talking about the least distance. Okay, so it will be from this point to this point. Okay, from the x-axis to the circle. So this will be 8 units. And the least distance between any point on C and the y-axis is 5 units. So this will be 5 units. Okay, this will be 5 units. State the coordinates of the center of the circle in the terms of r. So r will be this radius. It is constant throughout the circle. So we can write it as the x coordinate will be from 5 plus r. This will be 5 and plus r, and the y coordinate will be 8 plus r. Given that the distance between the origin and the center of the circle is 15 units, find the value of r. So they have given you the distance between the origin and the center of the circle. So the distance they are talking about is this distance. Okay, they are talking about this distance. So for example, if we take the center, we know the center because we have found it off in the terms of r. If this is the center, this is the center, we know the center is 5 plus r and 8 plus r, and the origin is 0 0. We can find a distance. Okay, we can find a distance using the distance formula. So the distance will be equal to under root of x square, which will be 5 plus r whole square, and plus 8 plus r whole square. Now they have given you the length, it is 15 units. Let's just calculate this. This will be under root and 25 plus 2 into 5 is 10 into r plus r square plus 64 plus 16r and plus r square. This comes out to be under root, this is under root, and this comes out to be 25 plus 64 is 69, 79, 89, 89 plus 26r and plus 2r square. Now just cube root on the both sides. So this square root will cancel. This comes out to be 225 is equals to 89 plus 26r plus 2r square. Then we can just solve it using the quadratic equation. 2r square and 225 minus 89, it will be minus 136 plus 26r, and minus 136 is equals to 0. Just solve it. Just first simplify it, so it becomes r square. We are going to be dividing this whole by 2, so it comes out to be r square plus 13r minus 136 divided by 2 is 68. Okay, 68. Let's find the factors here. So what can be the factors? We have to subtract, so it becomes 18 into 5, I think. No, 15 into 2. Let's just check it. So 20 into 7. No, it comes with it will, what will it form? So let's just check it out. 18 into 5 will be 90. 17 into 4, yes, it is 17 into 4. So r square plus 17r minus 4r minus 68 is equals to 0. R will be r plus 17 minus 4 into r plus 17 is equals to 0. R minus 4 is equals to 0, and r plus 17 is equals to 0. So r will be either 4 or r will be either minus 17. So they have given you that the r is positive. Okay, it is greater than 0, so it is positive. So r is equals to 4 will be our only answer. Okay, this will be our only answer. So what we can write here is accept this and reject 17. The point on the circle furthest from the origin is denoted by P. So the point they are talking about is if we extend this line farthest from the origin, this is your point P. Okay, so find the gradient of the tangent to the circle at P. So first of all, what we will do, we will find the gradient, because the origin and the line from the origin to the center and the point farthest from the origin, it is lying on the same line. The gradient will be the same. So first of all, we can just find out the gradient, because now we know the value of r is equals to 4. So the center will be 5 plus r, so it was 9, and it was 8 plus r, so it was 8 plus r is 13. Okay, this was your center. Let's denote it by C. And the origin was 0 comma 0. Now the gradient will be equal to m is equals to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. It will be 13 over 9. Okay, so let's just check the 8 plus r. Okay, so it was okay, so it was 8 plus r, so it was 8 plus r. Okay, so this one will become, let me just remove this. Okay, it was 8 plus r, 8 plus 12, so it becomes 12, and also remove this. 8 plus 4 is 12, so 12, so it becomes 4 by 3. Now if we are taking the gradient of the tangent, it is the negative reciprocal, so minus 3 by 4. Or you can just simply do this, that the gradient of the tangent into the gradient of the line is equals to minus 1, so it is mt into 4 by 3 into minus 1, so you will get the gradient of the tangent as minus 3 by 4. Okay, so this will be your gradient of the tangent. Hope you understand this question. Let's move on to question number 7. It says show that 3 tan square theta plus 5 sine square theta is equal to 8 sine square theta minus 5 sine quad theta divided by 1 minus sine square theta. So first of all, you have to decide which side you are taking. So if I'm deciding that I'm going to take the left hand side, so I'm going to write taking left hand side. Then you can see that there is no tan on the right hand side, so we have to just simplify this tan. So 3, let's just write this as sine square theta divided by cos square of theta, so it is actually equal to tan square theta plus 5 sine square theta. Now just take the LCM, so 3 sine square theta and plus 5 sine square theta into sine square, into cos square. This will be cos square because the cos in the denominator. So let me just remove this. Okay, so This one become cos square of theta. Okay, and we have the whole, let me just remove this. We have this whole term divided by cos square of theta. So this becomes 3 sine square theta. Let's just simplify the cos square theta to 1 minus sine square of theta, because you know that sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. You can just move the sine square theta that side, so it is equal to cos square theta. Then we will also simplify this cos square theta in the denominator to 1 minus sine square of theta. So this one become 3 sine square theta plus 5 sine square theta minus 5 sine quad theta, and this one we divided by 1 minus sine square of theta. Let's just simplify this now. It comes out to be 8 sine square theta minus 5 sine quad theta, and divided by 1 minus sine square of theta. So this is your answer. Okay, we have proved, so you can say proved here. Okay, so the next part says hence solve the equation 3 times square plus 5 sine square theta is equal to 9. So this was the previous equation they have given us in this form. So we are going to be using the previous part because they have written hints. I have already told you whenever the hints is asked in the question, you have to use the previous part. So what was our answer? Our answer was 8 sine square theta, and it was minus 5 sine square. Okay, minus 5 sine quad theta is equals to 9, and because we have the denominator of 1 minus sine square theta, we can just multiply it here. It comes out to be 8 sine square of theta minus 5 sine quad of theta is equals to 9 minus 9 sine square of theta. You can just simplify this now. It comes out to be, you can move the 9 to that side, so it comes out to be 17 sine square of theta minus 5 sine square of 5 sine quad of theta, and minus 9. So because we have to keep the highest power in the positive form, just multiply this whole with the negative, so it comes out to be 5 sine quad of theta minus 17 sine square theta minus or plus is equal, actually is equal 9 is equal to 0. Now you can see that it is taking the form of a disguised quadratic equation, or the equation reduced to quadratic equation. So you can just take a as sine square theta, so a square will be equal to sine quad of theta. So now let's just solve this like that. So it will come out as, it will be 5 a square minus 17a plus 9, so it is just simplified more. So let's work this out. It will be 5 into 9 is 54, so 17, let's just check it to 5 into 9 is 45 actually, and let's check how can we get the 45. So it can be 15 into 3, or I would say 15 to 3 is not possible, so 15 to 3, let's just check it to 12 into 5. So how can we get this? Let's just check. Okay, so how can we work this out? So can we multiply 11 with 6? No. It will be, can it be 9 into 8? No. So now let's just do it with the quadratic equation. I'm just putting up the values in the calculator, so it becomes 5 minus 17 and 9, so you can get 2.74. One will be 2.74 and the other one will be 0.65. So we know that the sign can't be greater than 1, so just reject this, and then we are going to be just taking, let me just adjust the value. So actually if we are this is this a is equal to sine square, so even if we under root this, we know that if we under root this, let me just do it. So this is still gonna be sine theta is equals to 1.65. That is why I just rejected it straight away, because I knew that it will be greater than 1. So this is going to be rejected. Okay, this is going to be rejected. So sine theta will be equal to under root of 0.65. Under root of 0.65 is 0.806, and because it is under root, it is going to be plus minus 0.806. So now let's find the alpha. Alpha will be sine inverse of 0.80. Let's just calculate this. Sine inverse of the answer, it is become, just make sure you convert your calculate back into the degree mode. So sine inverse of 0.806 comes out to be 53.7. So 50, it is going to be, let me just calculate this whole value. It is 54.1 degree. Now we have the range of the theta from 270 to 0. So we can just do with the quadrants. So let me just take this graph, one of these graphs. So if I just draw this, a small graph here, so I know that the sign is positive here, negative, positive here, negative here, and we have the range still here. Okay, so it is going to become, as we have the negative and the positive ranges included because we have taken the under root, so it is going to become 54.1 degree to 1 dp. We have to give over angle, and then 180 minus 54.1 is going to become 125.9. 125.9, always give the degree to the angle to 1 dp, and then we have to 180 plus 54.1 is 234.1. So this will be your answer for this question. Let's move on. Now let's move on to question number 8. So question number 8 says a geometric progression is such that its second term, now they have given you this geometric progression, and its second term is minus 120 and its sum to infinity is 160. So find the common ratio. Now the important point that you should know here is that the sum to infinity is only possible when the common ratio is converging. It is less than minus 1 and it is sorry, not minus 1, it is less than plus 1 and it is greater than minus 1. So this, the sum to infinity is then possible. Okay, so now how can we do this? That we know that the formula of the sum to infinity is a over 1 minus r. Okay, so we know that it is 160, and the first term will be, we do not know the first term, so it will be a, and then we also do not know the common ratio, so it will be 1 minus r. So let's just form a type of equation from this. So it will be 160 minus 160 r is equal to a. Now we know that the second term, which will be ar, is equal to minus 120. Okay, so if this is equal to minus 120, now what we can do is that we can simply substitute the a we have found out into this equation. So it will become 160 minus 160 r into r is equals to minus 120. It comes out to be 160 r minus 160 r square, and this, the 120 minus 120 will come to the left hand side to become positive. Let's just make the highest power positive, so it becomes 160 r square minus 160r, and it will become minus 120. Okay, so now we have to just simplify this equation. I'm dividing this by 4. Simplify this, it becomes or just divided by 40. Okay, so it becomes 4r square minus 4r minus 3 is equals to 0. So 4 into 3 is 12. Now we have to find the factors. So the addition, from addition it comes out as 4, and from product is come out as 12. So it will be 6 into 2 possibly. Okay, so 4r square minus 12r plus, then we have, sorry, not 12r, it will be 6r. Let me just remove this. Okay, so So this is 6r plus 2r and minus 3 is equals to 0. This will become, I'll just take 2r into r, sorry 2r, it will be 2r. So 2r into 2r is 4r square minus 3 and plus 1 into 2r minus 3 is equal to 0. So r will be equal to 2r plus 1 and 2r minus 3 is equals to 0. Now this one will become r is equals to minus half and r is equals to 3 by 2. Now I told you that the sum to infinity is only possible when it is converging or the r is less than 1 and greater than minus 1. So according to this, you can see that the r is equals to minus 2 will be the correct answer here. So we are going to take r is equals to minus 2 only. So you can just write in the end r is equals to minus 2 only. Okay, so this will be over common ratio. B says the first 9 terms of the progression are now removed. So they have, what they have done is that they have removed the A1, A2, A3, A4 up till and until A9. So they have removed till A9. These all terms are removed. So now what will happen that the A10 will become the first term of the new progression. So find the sum to infinity of the remaining terms of the progression, like from the A10 to the other ones. So first of all, what we will do is that we will find the A. So A was, we found out the equation. So it was, A was actually equal to 160 minus 160r. So 160r, let's just take it out. So 160 minus 160 into minus 1 over 2, 160 divided by 2, 80. So 160 minus 80 is 80. It was 80. So let's just verify it again. So okay, so it was 80 plus 160, so it will be 240. So A will be 240. Okay, so now if we just say that what will be the 10th term, so it is A power r power n, A into r power n, so it will become 240 into minus half, which is the common ratio, into power n. Let's just calculate this to 240 into minus 0.5 minus 0.5 and then into power n, which is 9. It comes out to be minus 15 over 32. It is minus 15 over 32. This is your 10th term, which is the first term of the new progression. Okay, so this is now your A. So if we are going to find the sum to infinity now, it is going to 15 over 32 and this is the A, then divide by 1 minus 0.5, so it comes out to be 1.5 in the end, and just divide minus 115 divided by 32 divided by 1 minus 0.5, it comes out to be minus 5 over 16. So this one will be your new sum to infinity. Okay, so hope you understand this question. Let's move on to question number 9. It says the curve is such that d square y over dx square, which is the double derivative, is equal to 6 over x squared minus 5 over x cube. It is given that the curve has a stationary point at 1 over 2 comma 9. Use the expression for d square, the double derivative, to determine whether the stationary point is a maximum or a minimum. So we already have this double derivative. What we can do is simply is that we will just plug in the value of this x to find out whether it is a minimum or a maximum. If it is greater than 0, it will be minimum. If it is less than 0, it is going to be a maximum. So 6 over x square, so not x squared, is power 4, and minus 5 over x cube, half power cube. Just you can say solve this. It is going to come out as 56. So it is greater than 0. This means it is a minimum. Now we have to find the equation of the curve. So what we have to do is that we are going to be using the double derivative to first of all integrate it and use the point to conclude the first derivative, and then we are going to be integrating once more so that we can get the real equation. So we have the double derivative d square by dy and dx square. Integrate this, which is, what is the double derivative? It is 6x minus 4 minus 5x minus 3. So let's just integrate this. This is going to become 6x minus 3 divided by minus 3 minus 5x minus 2 divided by minus 2 plus c. Now they have given us that this is the minimum point, the dy by dx. This is your dy by dx. So you can just equate it to 0. This is going to become Just simplify this, so it is going to become minus 2x minus 3 and plus 2.5 into x power minus 1 minus 2 and plus c, and let's just do this. So minus 2 over half power 3 plus 2.5 over half power 2 plus c. So this is going to give us the c. Let's just calculate this. So minus 16 plus, then we have 2.5 into 4, it is going to become plus 6. Okay, so it is going to become plus 6. So this means that dy by dx is equal to minus 2 over x cube, okay, and plus 5 by 2 x square plus 6. Now we have to integrate it once more, so it is going to become dy by dx is integrated once more, it comes out to be minus 2x, one power is reduced, so it becomes minus 2 divided by 2 minus 2, and then plus 5 by 2 is divided by x power minus 2. Okay, so this is minus 2, this becomes minus 1, so just multiply divide by minus 1, and then we have plus 6x and plus c. Then we have the point, which is half, and 9, we can just substitute is into this, it becomes 9 is equals to 1 over x square, then minus 5 by 2 over x and plus 6x. So x was half, okay, so x was half, so 9 will be equal to 1 over 1 by 2 square minus 5 over 2 into half, so this becomes plus 6 into half and plus c. Let's calculate this, becomes 9 is equals to 4 minus 5 plus c, not c, it is going to be plus 3, so plus 3 and plus c, it is going to become minus 2, minus 2 plus 4 is minus plus 2, and then plus 2 is going to move to left hand side to give us c equal to 7. Now the final equation is going to be 1 over x square minus 5 over 2x plus 6x, and it is going to be plus 7. So this is your final equation. Let me just enclose it in a box so that you can see it properly. So this is your final equation. Okay, this is your final equation. Let's move on to the other question, which is question number 10. So the diagram shows the curve with the equation y is equals to 4 into 3x plus 4 whole power half minus 2x minus 6. So this is the equation of your curve. For the values of x such that the x is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 7, the tangent to the curve at the point P 7, 0 meets the y-axis at the point Q. So this is the point Q. The region A is bounded by the curve and the two axes. So this is the one axis and this is the region A. Region B is bounded by the curve, the line segment, and PQ and the y-axis. So the region B is actually, you can say, this is not the whole triangle is not the region B. Region B is only this above region, okay, so don't confuse it with the lower region. Now first of all, find the area of region A. So you can simply do this by integration. First of all, we will just, to save some space, we will do the integration here. So let's just integrate this y. It is 4 into 3x plus 4 and power half minus 2x minus 6. It is going to become 4, and then we will divide it also by by the differentiation of this inner bracket, so it becomes 3, and into, we also divided by the subtract by the added power, so it will be 3x plus 4 and 3 by 2, so it will become into 3 and this will become into 2. Okay, so then this will become 2x squared, so 2x squared divided by 2 and minus 6x. This comes out to be 8 over 9, 3x plus 4, 3 by 2 minus x squared and minus 6x. We have found out the integration. Now we are just going to be putting the points. So this is the x is equal to 0, and they have given you that the p is meeting at 7 comma 0. So this is x7. Now you can just put on the limits. So the limits are going to be 7 comma 0, and just draw a line here. So I will just draw a line here. This will be the line here, and let's draw another line after that, putting the limits. So it is going to become 8 over 9, okay, into 3 into 7 plus 4, 3 by 2, then minus 7 square, then minus 6 into 7. And just because the x is associated with every term in this whole equation, so what we will do is that we can just ignore the x square and 6x, because it is going to be simply 0, and just we are just going to be writing the 8 over 9, because it is adding up here. So 3 into 0 and plus 4 into 3 by 2, so just ignore the rest. So this one will become, let's just calculate 21 and plus 4, so and the power of 1.5, 125 into 8 divided by 9, 1000 over 9 minus 49 minus 42 becomes 181 over 9. This becomes 181 over 9, and minus 8 divided by 9 into 4 power 1.5, 4 power 1.5, 64 over 9. Okay, so 64 over 9. Let's just calculate this, what this gives us. So 181 divided by 9 minus 64 divided by 9 comes out to be as 13 units, and square as well, because it is the area. Okay, let's move on to the other part. Find the area of region B. So for the region B, what we will do is that first of all we can just simply find out the triangle area. But how we are going to be finding out the triangle area? We can just find out the equation of the tangent to the point, because they have given us that it is the tangent to the curve at the point P. This line PQ is a tangent to the curve at P. So we can just find out the equation first, then we will put the value of x0, because it is coinciding with the y-axis. So then we will have the point of Q as well. What we will do is that we will find the area using the simple formula of the triangle, half into base into height, and then we will just simply subtract the area of the region A, which we have already found it off. So let's just do this question now. First of all, how are we going to be finding out the gradient? Is that we know that it is the 0.7. We are just going to be finding out the first derivative. So it is 4 into 3x plus 4 half. Okay, so I have just copied the equation. The equation is y is equals to 4 into 3x 4 into 3x plus 4 into power half minus 2x plus 6. Let's just ensure that it is correct. So it is minus 6. Okay, it is minus 6. Let's just remove one of the. Okay, so it is minus 6. Now let's find the first derivative. This is going to become 4 into the differentiation of the bracket, 4 into 3 into half, and 3x plus 4 minus half, then minus 2, and then 0. So it is going to become 4 into 3 is 12, 12 into half is 6, 6 into 3x plus 4 power minus half and minus 2. Now let's put on the coordinate of the point P. It is 7 comma 0. Now this is going to become 6 into 3 into 7 plus 4 and power minus half. So this is actually the under root in the denominator. So 6 over, you can just say 6 over 21 plus 4 is 25. So 6 over 5. Let's just do this with the calculator help. So 21 plus 4 is 5. So 6 over 5 minus 2. 6 over 5 minus 2 is equals to minus 4 by 5. So the gradient is minus 4 by 5. Now if it is a tangent, it is going to have the same gradient, but we are going to be just forming the equation first. We know the tangent, we know the point. It is going to become the y minus 0 is equals to minus 4 over 5 into x minus 7. So it is going to become 5y is equals to minus 4x plus 28. This is the equation. Let's just put x is equals to 0 at q because it is intersecting with the y-axis. So it becomes 5y is equals to 28. Y is equal to 28 by 5. We have find out the y coordinate at q. So let's just now I'm trying to make you understand that this is the triangle. This is the whole triangle they have given us. Okay, so the x coordinate was 7 at p. Okay, and this is the 28 by 5 which we have found out. This 28 by 5, we can just simply find out the triangle area. Half into 28 by 5 into the 7, this comes out to be 28 divided by 5 into 7 divided by 2, 98 by 5. 98 by 5 is your region, the whole region or the whole triangle area. And now we are going to be subtracting 98 by 5 from the region of the area B, area A. So we are going to be getting area B. So let's just do this. 98 by 5 minus 13 is going to give us 6.6 units square. Okay, I hope you understand this, that this was actually the area A and we were actually reducing the area B. So we just find out the triangle area first and then we just subtracted the area A which we have found it off in the previous question, previous part. So we get the area B. So these questions are actually a lot of marks, but they are relatively easy questions, but you have to do it step by step so that you do not get confused or you do not get a step wrong, because when one step is wrong, the whole question gets wrong. So you have to move strategically and step by step. Let's move on to the last question, which is related to the functions. Functions f and g are defined for all the real values of x by f of x is equals to 4x minus c and g of x is equals to 2x plus k, where c and k are the positive constants. Okay, this point is important. It is given that the g of inverse of 3k plus 1 is equals to c. Okay, so show that g of f of x is equals to 8x square minus k minus 1. So this means that we do not have to include the c in our equation. This means that we have to eliminate, or you can say make it the subject in some terms. So first of all, what we can do is that we can just find out the inverse of g. Find out the inverse of the g. So it becomes, this is g of x, okay, and this becomes 2x plus k. So y is equals to 2x plus k. Y minus k over 2 is equal to x, or you can simply write it as g of inverse of x is equals to x minus k. This y is replaced by x minus k over 2. This is our equation for g of inverse of x. Now just put on the 3k plus 1. So g of inverse of 3k plus 1 is equals to c. So g of inverse of 3k plus 1 will be equal to x minus k over 2. This is going to become, is equal to the c. So c is equal to x minus k over 2. Now we have found, we have made the c the subject. This means that we can simply eliminate it from any type of equation. Now they have also given us the f of x, and now we are going to be finding out the g of f of x. So f of x is 4x square minus c. So it is going to become g of f of x. So g of f of x is going to become, it was 2x plus k, so 2. Then we are going to be leaving the space for the f, and this is plus k. So 4x square minus c, 4x square minus c. So 2 into 4x square minus x minus k over 2, then equal to plus k, and then it will become 8x square minus this 2 and 2 will be cancelled when the 2 is multiplying with the x minus k. This is going to become minus x plus k plus k, and this is going to become, let me just check it. Okay, so this becomes 8x squared minus 2x. Okay, so this is going to be cancelling out when it multiplies with the x minus k. Okay, so and then we also have a k here, so we do not have a x in the that equation. So I think we have done something wrong. Okay, so okay, so I think they have um, the 4x square. Okay, so 4x square we have put it right. Then we have 4x square minus c, so it is going to minus c is going to become minus k plus k over 2. And what kind of mistake have we done? Let's just check. Okay, so it was the g of inverse of x correct? Let's just check. 2x plus k, the k is going to become on the left hand side, y minus k over 2. G of inverse of x will be k minus x minus k over 2, and it is equal to c. So we have made the c as subject. So if this is equal to c, then okay, so what we have done here is that we did not actually eliminated the x. So let me just remove this from here. So let me just erase this all. So we have to eliminate the x because we have the g of inverse of 3k plus 1. So we can just simply put this as 3k plus 1 minus k over 2. So this becomes 2k plus 1 over 2. Okay, now we can just do the rest of the thing. G of f of x is equals to 2 into 4x square minus c. It becomes 2k plus 1 over 2 and plus k. So it becomes 8x square. This becomes 8x square, and then it becomes minus 2k plus 1, not minus plus 1, it is going to become minus 1 and plus k. So it gives us 8x square minus k plus 1. So we have obtained and we have proven that it is equal to 8x square minus k plus 1. So the mistake we made at the first place was we did not eliminate the x. So this is the you can say the answer for this part. Now they're asking us the curve with the equation y is equals to 8x square minus k minus 1 is transformed. So this is the equation we just found it out. Is transformed to the curve with the equation y is equals to hx by the following sequences of transformation. The translation of plus 2 and plus 3. Now you should remember that whenever we do for the horizontal axis the translation, it is actually the opposite of what we write in the equation. So if it is the plus 2 vector here, it is going to become minus 2 in the equation when we are adding, and this the y becomes y is the same as we write in the vector form. Stretch in the y direction by the scale factor of k. So this means that k is going to be multiplied with the whole f of x. So then we have reflection in the x-axis, so minus the f of x, because we have to make the y values negative, so that for example if this is the curve and this is the point, so when this is the y value, then this becomes minus y. This is the reflection in the in the x-axis. Okay, so find an expression for h of x in the terms of x and k. So first of all, we are just going to be apply translation. Okay, I'm doing it step by step so you can understand it properly. So it is going to become 8 into x minus 2 whole square minus k minus 1 and plus 3. This is the y and this is the x. Let's just simplify this. So it is going to become the same, x minus 2 whole square minus k plus 2. Then we are going to be applying the stretch in y direction by factor of k. So remember that in the y direction the stretch is the same, and in the x direction it is the opposite. It is 1 over k. So in this question it is in the y direction, so it becomes 8 multiplied by k x minus 2 whole square minus k square and minus 2 into k. Okay, that is, for example, if this is equal to f of x, so the k is going to be multiplied with this whole f of x with each and every term. Okay, and then at the last we have to do it the reflection in x-axis. So just multiplied by negative sign, so it becomes 8k minus 8k into x minus 2 whole square plus k square plus 2k. Okay, so this was actually, let me just correct this was positive. Okay, this was positive. I've just written it negative by mistake in the previous part. Let me just remove this is going to become negative. It was positive, so it becomes negative. So this will be your final equation after performing all the series of transformations. This is your final equation. Let's move on to the range of h is given by h of x is less than equal to 15. Find the value of c and k. So we have just find out the equation. So for example, if this, you can see that this equation is written in the in form of turning point, because if you have studied this, that you should know that this gives you the x value of the turning point, and this whole thing gives you the value of the y point of the turning point. So the turning point will be 2, because it is opposite of the what is in the bracket, and k square minus 2k. Now they have given us that the range is of h of x is less than equal to 15, so it has a minus sign. This means it is going to be making a inverted parabola, and this is going to be h of x will be equal to less than or equal to 15. So this is the point of the y, which is less than equal to 15. So the y-axis, the y point is this k square minus 2k, which is going to be less than equal to 15. Now let's just solve this. K square minus 2k minus 15, this is going to become just you can say find the factors, so it becomes minus 5k and plus 3k minus 15 is equals to less than equal to 0, and this becomes k into k plus k minus 5 plus 3 into k minus 5 is less than equal to 0. So k plus 3 and k minus 5 is equals to less than equal to 0. Now the k will be either 3 minus 3, or k will be either plus 5. So if we are if they have told us that it is positive, so it becomes k is plus 5. And if we just find out the c was, let's check the c. So c was in the previous part, it was 2k plus 1 over 2. Okay, so c was 2k plus 1 over 2, so it will be 2 into 5 plus 1 divided by 2, so it becomes 11 over 2, or you can simply say 5.5. So k was positive and c will be also positive. So this will be your answer for this question. Now we have completed this paper. Hope you like this lecture, and if you liked it and it benefited you, do subscribe this channel and share with anyone you think it will benefit. I'll be meeting you in another video. Till then, goodbye.